Hey y'all, happy Saturday. It's Shelby and we are in the VIP. We are gonna make an awesome fall swag today. This is probably gonna be my last fall creation. Definitely in the group. But I've been dying to make this one. It's gonna be so gorgeous. And so it's very unconventional. It's very popular this year. So we are gonna make a fall swag. So I went ahead and cut most of my mesh that I'm using for this, but as just a refresher, if you're new to the group for this month, how I do my mesh, I use 10-inch mesh. I just pull it out, which there's not much of the roll left, but usually it's against me. I'll pull it out and just cut it right off. I don't ever measure. I just pull it out until my arm is straight and cut it right off. I'm at the end of the roll, so it's not holding itself. But it's about 17 to 20 inches long. And I went ahead and cut that to speed this up a little bit. And my child is yelling, even though I told him to be quiet. He's in there playing football. He just got back from his soccer game. That's why, if y'all happen to see my face in a minute, it is very sunburned because it was a hot one today. So for my mesh, what I'm going to do is I hold it up against my chest, but it naturally rolls in. I'm going to hold it against my chest to let it roll in a little bit, and then I'm going to gather it. And it just makes a cute little cruffle. And so I'm going to start placing these around the edges. Now sometimes on a swag I will for one, we're just using burlap, and I hope I brought enough because I didn't have any of the other color I was wanting to use. So I'm just gonna do burlap as the base of it. So I'm keeping it very neutral based behind it, and it's gonna be a pink and burgundy swag with possibly just a hint of orange. So I think it's gonna turn out really beautiful. And so I'm just going along the edges and not in any perfect fashion. I'm just going to start filling it in. And I'm probably not going to have enough burlap. I'm going to have to run and grab some more. But sometimes I'll take a 21-inch and run it along the edges and then come and fill in with the ruffles. But I have a big pumpkin that we're putting in the middle, so I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to fill these edges in to widen it out, cover up that evergreen pine, and give it a natural look from the back. I love a natural look with pink. I think it's so cute. Burlap can totally change the way a project looks. I think that's what I love about it. It just gives it a warm, cozy feeling. I love using it for Christmas, obviously fall. And so when you start putting your mesh in, it's not going to look perfect. But as you can see, as we go, it starts looking better. Because it will. It'll fill itself in. It doesn't have to be perfect. This was a 36-inch swag, and I cut the end of it off because I didn't want it to be that big. 36-inch swags are beautiful, but I do not use those except for Christmas when I know I have a lot of filler, because unless you have big old characters going in those, it requires a lot of filler. So I usually try to use 24-inch. But you will see us use 36-inch for Christmas, especially when we start working with them big old jewels. I don't know if y'all know what I'm talking about, but they are big gems, and they are so, so gorgeous. They're gonna make a really awesome swag. Oh, I'm like on my last few curls. I'm gonna have to go grab a couple more. So I don't have any in here. Yeah, because I'm going to have to go down the edge and then go down the middle a little bit too. But see, these curls just, they cover up that edge so nice. And I think this was one, yeah, this was one full roll of burlap. And usually, usually we're using 3 different colors. So you're really only going to use about a roll and a half. So about $7.50. That's not bad at all. These 36-inch swags I got from Sims Pottery. But I know the Reach Shop and Craft Outlet are starting to get theirs in stock. So you can purchase from there also. And I think their swags run between $10 and $13. And if you, purchase so much, I think the Reach Shop is $89 and Craft Outlet is $69, you get free shipping. So definitely, when I buy from there, I always buy that much. So I hate paying for shipping. Okay, I gotta go get some more burlap. I'll be right back. Hope my family entertains you for a second. He's in there, he makes up his own football teams and he plays football with himself and he forces his daddy to be the fans. And so the fans have to cheer him on constantly. He's very demanding of attention. And he plays the whole part. He does the football part. He does the timeouts. He does the halftime. It's pretty hilarious. He does the injuries. Oh, the child. Okay, let's get a few more curls added. Do you see this? I'm like, right now I want to make a huge Christmas swag out of this with some red and black buffalo plaid. Or some snowmen with some black and white ribbon. Or a country scene with some burlap snowflakes. Like you can, it's totally like you can set this base and then you decide the holiday or the season from there. Okay, so we went along the edges and now we're just gonna come down the middle a little bit and fill in some places. And this is a very full swag. So like I said, I cut it off to be about, which I don't know if I cut it to 24 inches. I think it's still a little bit bigger. It's probably 30 inches. So it's a lot. So this thing's gonna be pretty huge. But you're also gonna see that we're not putting a lot of expensive stuff in here. We're not adding a lot. We're adding a lot of mesh apparently, good grief. But I don't have a lot of stuff on my table. Okay, I'm not cutting anymore. So if this doesn't make it, we're just out of luck. We're leaving it. Oh, it's so big and so full already. I love burlap. It makes me so happy. Like, it's one of those things, like, if you got bored, you could literally sit and make up so many of these bases because they can be used for so many different things, so many different seasons and scenes and projects. And a lot of this stuff I still had left on hand. And I saw this one pink pumpkin left at Hobby Lobby. So I was like, I know what I want to make for this tutorial this week. Because I told my, I really wanted to make a pink and burgundy fall swag from the beginning, and I hadn't made one yet, so I was like, well, that'll be the perfect tutorial. All right, look how huge this is. I know I can't see the whole thing, but I'm about to turn you guys up. First, these do not come with, I don't think they did. No, they did not come with hangers. So there's a little metal piece up here. So we're gonna go ahead and make our own hanger. You're gonna make it, you wanna make it pretty small. You don't want a huge, because you don't want it hanging down too low. You're gonna wrap that several times so it doesn't come undone, and fold it over. Clip that off. Now we just have a tiny little hanger. All right, let's put this on our wreath stand and get to work. I said we weren't gonna add any more, but once I got it up here, I see some empty spots that we're gonna have to fill. Oh, my phone's coming off, hang on. It's not wanting to stay. There we go. There we go. Okay. I can't leave those spots empty. Once I got it up there, it opened itself up a little bit. So we're just gonna add a few more pieces of mesh. Can you guys believe that it's already October? And usually I was like, oh yeah, it's the start of fall. I still have so much time. And now that I've started this business, I'm like, I have no time. I only have 2 months. 2 months to make Christmas orders. That's not enough time to make the Christmas orders I want to make. So it's crunch time. So next week, we are going to start making Christmas, which I hope y'all are as excited about as I am. Okay, look at that. Big O full swag. Here we go. Here is our big pumpkin. It's a big pink pumpkin with a little bad spot on it, but that's okay. But it was $19.99 from Hobby Lobby, 40% off for their fall. So that's a very inexpensive main piece. Except this little plastic piece is up under that stem. Okay. So I have a few bad spots on it, but I think that's what makes it look more like a real pumpkin. Oh my gosh. I got more sun than I thought. Whew. Y'all do not look at me today, okay? Don't look. Just don't do it. All right. I need to figure out where I want this big old honking thing in here. And I think I want it just like that. So here's what we're gonna do. It's lightweight, but we have a swag, so we know it needs some stability. So I saved some pieces somewhere last time from when I cut off some stems. And if I don't have them in here, that's fine. I can cut off some more. So I have some more sitting right here. So I'm chopping off some sturdy stems. So here's just this random curl. I'm cutting this stem off of it. Here's another one. I'm going to cut this stem off of it. And 2 should be enough. I'm going to place it back in here how I have it. The stem pointing this way. We want it angled out, so you don't want it flat in there like that. I want it angled out like this. So I know I'm going to want my stems to go about right here. So I'm going to see if they want to stick in there themselves, or if we're going to poke our own holes. Which is very soft. So they'll go in there themselves. We're just going to stick them right in there, just like that. Now, I need to make sure those are really, really long. I'm just using these as a stabilizer to get in there and glue to that greenery. So I need to make sure these are going to be in the right spot and do what I want them to do. That sounds like my house is falling down in there. just like that. Perfect, because I want it sitting out just like that. That way it's like sitting on top of it and sticking out and gives it a real 3D effect. I really, really like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and place this because I know that's where I want it to go. And that way we can work around it. So I'm going to make sure I glue these in for one. And then I'm gonna run glue on top of those. Oops. And I just really want everything glued down. Try not to drip it on me as I work it down in there. And as you can tell, this is a really soft pumpkin, just by how easy those went in. So when I ship this, I'm gonna make sure that I put bubble wrap around this, or else it banging. I've had 3 cases this week from UPS of them shipping my garlands and stuff and them arriving completely damaged. I'm over it. I'm mad. I'm about to switch back to FedEx even though UPS was cheaper, because what's the point of me making stuff if it's arriving to my customers completely damaged? There's not. And filing a claim with them is like pulling teeth. So, really want that to dry that way. Okay. We're going to give that a little bit to dry. All right, now we're going to make our bow. Thankfully, I found this ribbon today. I thought I had some in stock, but I found it at Michael's. It wasn't on sale, but it was, they do have their 20% off coupon, so it was, you know, pretty inexpensive. It was like $7. This, I'm mainly making this because I've been dying to use this ribbon. This pink velvet is everything. Look at that. Ooh, it's so pretty. Okay, so let's tie a bow. Now, I want this pink velvet to stand out. So that means I'm going to want a tail running over there. So I need to make sure I leave this long enough to give it a loop and a tail. So I can measure it about right there. Oh, y'all can't even see that. A loop and a tail. So that's a pretty good measurement right there. And that's where I'm going to start my bow, right here. I'm going to make a loop. See how big I want it, which I want a pretty good juicy bow. And I'm going to come back down and come under with that next loop. Actually, when I do it like that, that doesn't leave me the need for that. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to make this shorter, because when I flip it like that, it brings that long tail to the other side, and I don't need that. What I need is that side to be short. So we're going to do that again. Make a loop, flip your hand over, and come up under. So now when we place this bow, this tail is short, and then we can cut this one where we need it after we run it. So we're not going to cut it off yet. But that's a pretty good size bow for up there. And so now we're going to come on top of it with this burgundy. And I also had the idea of using this netting, but I don't think I'm going to. I think it's got enough burlap in the back. I'm going to save that for Christmas. I've just been dying to use it. So when I'm dying to use something, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to use it on this. No, it doesn't go. Okay, now I'm just going to come on top, keep this tail about the same length as that one. I'm going to gather it, and I'm going to twist it. There we go. Twist it, make another loop. Oh my gosh. They're so loud. My Lord. It's not that hard. I think it is. I think it is that hard for them to be that quiet. Bless them. Okay. And we're just going to keep this bow simple. We're just going to do it just like this. So I'm going to take this pipe cleaner, run it around the middle, and tie it off. This is very soft ribbon, so I don't think I'm going to have an issue. I don't need a zip tie or anything like that. It's thick, but it's super soft, so it's going to gather together well. I'm going to twist it off in the back, and we're going to place it. And this is the part where I have to get in front of the camera, and it's annoying. It takes me forever because I have to run it through the back. Sorry. Oh, I left that tail attached too. I think I might run that one too. Guess we'll see. Okay. Wish I have it ran backwards, but that's okay. There. So I'll twist it up. All right. We're going to come up here and place our big old juicy bow, just like that. So I need to find a place to run it through, so where it's good and secure, so my bow's not flopping around everywhere on someone's front door. Okay, let's fluff that out a little bit. That is not tight, you see? Okay, so see, I got it loose and now it's all over the place. So I'm gonna take this off. I'm gonna come down here and tighten this up, because I don't know, I must have missed, and I did. It did not go all the way around. So I'm going to run it back through. I swear to goodness, the main bow is the most boring part of an entire piece, because it's just finding the perfect spot for it and finding the perfect place to tie it off. Because on a swag, you only have your main spine, but that's in the middle, and I don't want this bow in the middle. On a wreath, you go through and you attach it to that wire. And you usually have two of those. There. I didn't have it ran all the way to the back last time, and I thought I did. So now it's ran all the way to the back, and now we can fluff it out and not worry about it moving. See? We'll move our mesh around a little bit, and we'll fix that. We can always come place another mesh curl up there. We probably will. We'll fluff that out just like that. And don't worry about this. We're going to cover that up with something. When you know you're going to cover it up with something, you can leave it open. Now this is a very soft ribbon, so it is going to flop a little bit, but that's okay. Kason, please stop. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do my loops with both of these ribbons because I think they're really pretty. And I want them as a really big accent in this swag. So we're running it down that side right here. Now, you want to make sure you have a good enough loop. You don't want it flat because that's really boring. So you want a good enough loop here. And then you're going to bring it inside and tie it off. So we're going to find some pine in here. And if we can't find any pine, we will get a zip tie, but I think we found some pine, which is good. It's kind of towards the back, so that's gonna, you know, kind of give that dimension and bringing it from the swag, which actually, no, that piece is not very big. So I'm gonna bring it in here. Hi, Kason. Hey, I'm doing my tutorial, okay, so go back in there for right now. I swear they come in here just to mess with me. Okay, I'm not finding any pine that I like. And I feel like I keep cutting you guys off. So, I'm going to start putting you guys on the left side since I usually work, put you on my right side, since I usually work from this side. Oh, there's a piece of pine. Gosh. Cooperate, please. Okay, now we have some really pretty loops coming from that side of the swag. So let's cut those off. Go ahead and dovetail these. That is a velvet, and normally I wouldn't dovetail a velvet, but it's more of a velveteen. It's not really thick, so I think it's going to be fine for the dovetail, which means I'm going to come up here and do the same thing to this one. This was the start of this roller ribbon, so it's a little wonky. There we go. Oh, that did not cut straight. That's the only thing about cheaper ribbons, is they like to play games with you. Okay, now that we've sweated a little bit, we've gotten that done, we can move on to what's next. My goodness. Okay, so I think what I want to do is I need to carry this ribbon down here. So I'm going to take some of it and I'm going to make a loop. And I kind of do this on a little bit of everything, I think. I'm going to twist it. So I have my loop. And then it's going to make two tails. So it's like a little mini bow. I have that one loop. And then I'm going to take the burgundy. And I'm going to make a single loop with it too. And so it's just going to really be like a mini bow. Now, I don't know if there's going to be pine long enough. Oh, there's two pieces right there. I don't know if it's going to be long enough to wrap around here. I'm going to bring this burgundy to the outside. Just because I think that's what my eye likes with that. Cinch that off and tuck it back in and fluff it out. Cut this off. Give it a dovetail. I'm sorry y'all are having to listen to my family so much today, but that's the joys of not getting my tutorial done while everybody's gone. Which we had some rain out days this week, so my husband was home during the day, during the week too, so I just had to make do.
Is still good?
Yes, baby, it's still good. Okay, so now we kind of have it here and here. The way we're bringing it down diagonally, it's not just heavy on this side. So now we have it here. That's probably it for the ribbon. Usually we're going to come and make a lot, but these are very bold, significant ribbons. So I don't think we're going to add any more. If we do, we'll come do it later. So we're going to start adding our other components. So I have these other pumpkins that are going to go with this burgundy. And so now we're going to carry it to these opposite sides also. And so I'm going to tuck one in here. We're going to go ahead and glue that down. Make sure I have that stem facing the way I want it to face. And that's just little details from my eye. It's not that it really matters, but it matters to me. This one's facing that way. I'm going to face that one that way. Just because. Even though it's more than likely going to be covered up. Have that one there, and now we're going to bring this one down here. And I'll probably place it, I don't necessarily want it going upside down because it looks too perfect, I guess. A little too cohesive, so I think I'm just going to have it like stick in that way. And I'm going to face that one that way also. That one's going to take a minute to dry. So now we have burgundy, 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 because those are very prominent features against these light colors. So we want to make sure it's all cohesive, but not just, you know, super perfect. We want it to all go together though. And actually I have a third burgundy pumpkin that I think we might put up here, but we'll see. We'll see where it takes us. Because I also thought I had a little light pink pumpkin, and I do have like one. I don't even know where this came from. Like one little light pink pumpkin that I thought about throwing in here too. I don't even necessarily know where it'd go to matter. Unless it went like here, which I think that's kind of cute. But it's random and it's one. But it kind of follows that that middle line. We'll place this later though after we get some more stuff placed in here. So we have those two. You have that one. I don't know. I'm still going to hold off. Okay. So the first part of our tutorial, you saw me paint these. I originally did that when I had a different plan for this. So I'm not sure if we're going to use these, but it's still a good method to really lighten stuff up when you're not trying to use super bold colors. So we might still use these. We might not. I don't know. I got these from Michael's. I thought they were beautiful, just like an ombre pink color. I thought those were really, really cute. So we're gonna start placing those. I'm just separating out the stems and clipping them off right here. And these are going to be a really good filler against that burlap. Because I know it seems like we still have a lot of mesh showing. So their fall is 50% off now. It was $13 originally, so $6.50, and I got 6 pieces from it. So I think that's pretty good. I mean, I think that's worth a buck. So we'll dry run these a little bit to see where we want them to go. I'll figure out what this is doing up here. Not really sure what happened up here with these pieces, but I do know that you feel like you use a lot more mesh when you use a single color. Or at least that's how I feel right now. So it's a little too much green for me. Go ahead and place another one up there. Finish rounding that off. Okay, back to what we were about to do. We're gonna start placing some of these in here. And like, this is a teardrop swag, so we want to make sure we're trying to keep that teardrop form. So we're going to start angling these downward. Two more. was getting hung up on the glue from the pumpkin. There we go. I think that's a good start on this filler. Okay, so let's go back in. Pull it out slightly or all the way and glue it. So I like where these are sitting. Next, so we're starting to fill that in with some pinks. Now I brought these frosted berries, and they are a little more Christmas, but I think I do like these. I think they're really pretty. And I also have this eucalyptus. This is from Michael's too. We might bring some pops of orange in this because I really think this is gorgeous, and we are definitely going to use it. So this one was $15.99. If you guys want the SKUs to this stuff, you might want these. I should probably read that off. Okay, the SKU to this eucalyptus is, which I don't know what the SKU is. That the barcode number or the top number? 95158-47426. That's the barcode number. So I don't know if it's maybe 665151 is probably how you should look it up. It's a fall bush. It's eucalyptus. We got 7 bushes from this. It was regularly $16. So now that makes it, you know, $8. So about $1 again each for these little picks. And there's not orange in here, but I do think that pop of orange is going to give it that fall look that we need. So now actually, I'm going to clip a couple of these in half. The way these are spaced out, they can easily be clipped in half. So we can get more out of it, especially for the little places. Because if you're having to stick it in really far, you're losing half of your pick because it's being stuck down into your project. So if you can clip it, clip it. If you can clip it and get more out of it, always, always clip it. So I just clipped off 5 extra. So now instead of 7, we have 12. We might not need that many, but I can use them on something else. We're just going to go placing these around. And so right now we're definitely not using all of this. I don't want that going too close to the other piece. I want it spaced out pretty good. So that it's really a burnt orange, so it really blends well, but still gives us the pop of fall that I think that we're looking for. And two, when I get done with a project, I usually go around, once I know it's dry, I give everything a little bit of a tug to make sure it's staying in place. Because you never know. While we were placing it, you know, I might not have gotten it good. That way you can know before sending it to your customer that it's in its place. So we didn't even use all of those. I have 3 left, so that can be for something else. It'll probably go in my leftover bucket for next year. Okay, now these are fantastic. You didn't think we were gonna add sunflowers to this, but they are too beautiful. I could not add these. So this bush is 662383. It was $12.99 and then 50% off. And it was like one of the last 2. So some of the heads were like missing and on the floor. So I'm gonna have to make sure I'm gluing those heads back on their little stems. So I'm just gonna clip off 3 for right now and see where we go from there. Which that one's kind of closed off. I really want a good open one for that bow. It's gonna accent with it. I don't want it to be dwindled away. Yes, just like that. I'm gonna go ahead and glue that down because I know that's where I like it. Make sure your bow's where you like it too, because once you put that glue on there, there's just no going back on some ribbon. Okay, let's place these other 3. So I think I'm gonna want one here. Like I said, that one, I might not even use that flower. It's really folded. I'm gonna clip these other ones off. I think these were sitting too long under stuff. They got a little crushed. So yes, definitely one here. I hope y'all are liking the 3 this is coming together. Sorry, it's a little bit of a cluster today, but I just hope it makes y'all realize that whatever you have going on, you can do this too. Okay, so I dripped a little bit of glue right there. So I'm gonna take a piece of a pipe cleaner I had cut off, and it's not gonna be perfect, but I'm gonna try to wipe it before it dries too much. So it'll look better than a glob of glue just sitting there on it. All right. And now I'm going to come down here and place one more. Just like that. Now this one's going in between here. So a lot of it is going to be glued to a lot of that burlap mesh, which is fine because burlap's easy to glue to. I don't glue to metallic mesh because it's not going to adhere to it. It's not thick enough. It doesn't give it that cotton, that texture to glue to. I think that's so pretty so far. Those sunflowers are gorgeous. That color is phenomenal. Okay, so I also have these. Now these are a little demented, but I think we can fill these in. These are just some burgundy hydrangeas that came from Hobby Lobby. 504-1868, and they were $3.99. Obviously 50% off. So we're gonna see if we can just use these as some fillers. I think we can. I think they'll be perfect fillers. Just to bring some color out of that mesh. run some glue along that stem and just stick that into that mesh and spread that out a little bit. Super cute. Great filler. I bought these for a separate project and didn't use them, so trying to use up some stuff I got. All right, I'm looking at my camera while I'm looking on this too, so I can just kind of see where some stuff needs to go. You could almost do one there. I don't know, do I have anything else left to use? I don't know if I'm going to use these flowers or not. We're about to see though. I think it's cute, but I also think I'm gonna pass. I think it's a little lighter than what I want to bring into here. I'm not feeling it. I also have a couple of these leaves left. And so they were singulars, they weren't glued onto anything. So what I might do is take a few of those, kind of put them together. Kind of just will come glue them in like this. So you have that option too. Because I don't want those two hydrangeas to be too close. Actually, you know what? That needs a little bit of that right there in the center. Like I said, I did not bring a lot of stuff to my table for this. I didn't want to put a lot of money into it. I wanted it to be super pretty, but I wanted it to be where I think my audience base is, which is about 115. I think 115, 100 to 115 is a good price for my swags, I feel like, in my Etsy shop. So that's where I try to kind of keep my balance of what I am selling. Yeah, so I think we're gonna go on that side with one. Just give it this, since I have three, we'll give it that triangle pattern. So we'll come down and put one at the bottom. I think what we're gonna do, let's see, I got 1, 2, and I could come right up under that pumpkin, right above that bow, fill in that empty space, really get it in there to where it looks like it's just coming out from that pumpkin. So now we have a lot of different textures in here, a lot of different colors. I could take, that's what I'm gonna do with this. We're gonna bring it up here. You don't necessarily see the center of the flower, you just see the color that it's bringing. And that goes with these 4. And that's just, again, using up some of my product also. Now we can come around, and I think I'm going to do that. Just a little more filler. The method that we use for these flowers is a good one. Now this is chalked paint, so it does give it a little bit different feel, but it's a good method, especially on like Halloween stuff. If you're putting flowers in Halloween and you go ahead and make your wreath and then come back and overspray everything with that white, it's really cool. All right, we're gonna go there on that bow. Bring some light to the center of it. This is a deep, deep burgundy color. Now I still have this pumpkin. And I do think I'm gonna go ahead and place it up top. I knew my gut was right. I just wanted to make sure everything was laid out the way I wanted it to be laid out first. A couple more of our painted flowers just to balance everything out. Because I have that light here and here. We're gonna need some light over here. We might go ahead and do that right there into that pumpkin. I mean, into behind that pumpkin, into that bow. One more, we'll go up top with it. That way we're just balancing it out. And it's just another texture, another dimension in this swag. So that was so pretty. And October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So this is just really super awesome for that, I think. So this tiny little pink pumpkin that I didn't do anything with. I really want to use this. I have nothing left pink that I need to make. So it's like, I really wanted this to work. I probably should have put it up there. That's actually kind of cute. Little pumpkin stack. Well, guess what kind of cute pumpkin? That's where you're gonna go. And I'm gluing it to the pumpkin, but also to that burlap. For it to hold itself in place. That's super cute. So now see, that's that darkness and it has that light. You're just really opening it up. You don't want too much darkness. You really want to balance out that light. That is looking so fabulous. Fabulous. It's fabulous. Take off the Grinch. I think these berries are cute. I have to snip them in half though. They're really long. That's just another little texture. And I mean, I think they're actually, you know, red, but because they're flocked, it pairs nicely. That's just another little dimension that we didn't know we needed, I think. But you are your own artist. So do you, boo-boo. Do whatever you like. But the more texture you have, the better. Because it just, to me, it makes it busier in a sense. The good kind of busier. To where your eye doesn't really know where it's drawn because it's just so beautiful. Unconventional ways will make you popular. If that's what you're going for. And you know, really you can't even see these, but you can. You don't think you can, but they can. Your customer can. When it's on the door, people can see them. People are going to notice. Maybe not directly, but very indirectly, they will notice. And this stem was from Regency. I got this from Etsy, I think. Actually, I think this was in like a refill box that I bought. So, I mean, you can get frosted berries anywhere, especially right now. You guys, I think that is incredibly beautiful. I think we made something really awesome. It's really versatile. Again, it's really using a lot of the same colors, just in different shades. So use this to your liking. Use it how you want. Oh, perfect. I knew I wanted to use those somewhere. They were not gonna escape. They were not gonna make it out of here alive. Maybe one. Maybe just one, because I'm not really liking the placement of the rest of those. Just another random, oh, no, gonna go right there. You know, I had to at least place two. I could just place one. That would have been so random. Way too random. There we go. I love it. I love it. I hope you guys loved it too. I think my face is getting worse. I did not look in the mirror. I would get back from the game. I was like, I gotta do my tutorial for this week. Don't look at me. All right, guys. I hope you loved it. I'm gonna go take a shower. All right, I will see y'all later for our next tutorial. Bye.